only 4 matches remaining till the end of the regular season. The battle for places is heating right up. Today, the season contenders, the Flakers, will go up against, well, the season pretenders, bottom of the table, the Scarlets, in a game that they'll be looking to take a full complement of points from the bottom place side. Hello everyone and welcome along to your home of rugby in the GRC, the Global Rugby Challenge, otherwise known as the subscriber series, where you guys take the field against the world's elite clubs. Today it is the bottom place Scarlet side who will be hosting one of the real contenders for Season 3 Championship, the Flakers, and the Scarlet side is one of the teams that has been ravaged by injury throughout season number 3. They've had a couple of injuries that are still hurting the team today as well. The biggest of them all, though, will be Jonathan Davis, who misses out on the midfield partnership. Kieran Fonatia is taking his place, and Rob Evans on the tight end side of the front row is missing as well. Wyn Jones will take that number 3 jersey in his absence. Otherwise, it's a very strong side that has had an extremely disappointing season in Season 3 of the GRC. Plenty of ability still on the side though. Samson Lee, Duffin Hughes and Wyn Jones along the front row. Jake Ball and Tom Price will be in the middle with Aaron Shingler, Nazir Kazim and Blake Thompson, the back row for the Scarlets. Gareth Davis and Reece Patchell have run things fairly well in the halves, and Henley Parks has grown a new partnership with Kieran Fonatia in the midfield. They know how to finish as well. Johnny McNichol on the left wing, Stephen Evans on the right, and of course Lee Halfpenny, one of the world's elite from years gone by, looking to regain their place at the top of the table. He's doing it with the Scarlets, and their side struggling to put points together. Most recently, they've been thumped by all the subscriber sides. They lost to the Celtic Dragons 28-7 and down to the All Flakes 21-0 in the last couple of rounds. They sit at the bottom of the table, and they are yet to win a game. It's all bad news for the Scarlets as they look to maybe regather something from this season in these last 2 rounds. The side that will be hoping that they regather nothing from this season will be the Flakers, a team who sit 4th currently of the last game of round 10 today. A chance for them to push into those top 4 spots. It's the only side that have not yet lost a match so far. 7 win, 2 draws, 0 loss record. It is something of a prize to this team. The last 2 rounds have been pushed pretty close. 21-14 over the Crusaders in round 8, and then a 17-7 close win over Leinster in round number 9. They've made a wholesale changes to the side for today's matchup, and the starting 15 will be as followed. In the front row, Rubber will line up on the loose set side, number 1 alongside him, Austin Wheeler at hooker and Chris Smith on the tights. Into the second row, Manuel Valera will start alongside Joel Cabrista in the locks, and the back row will consist of Francois Valentine, Ian McDonald on the open side, and Connor Nicholson at number 8. Chaprat Dupree gets the start at scrum half with Kenan Nicholson alongside him at fly half. Into the midfield, Tina Mahunde will be at inside centre with Desmond Udy and the number 13 jumper. The back 3 will consist of the dangerous Ethan Holton on the left side, the consistent and strong man Rock McCartney on the right, and the dangerous, elusive Michael Guerin at fullback for the Flakers, looking to keep that record intact and go a whole regular season without losing a matchup. It's a tough task. I'm not sure if anyone's done it in GRC history so far, so this could be potentially a record-making season by the Flakers. It is Kenan Nicholson who will get the game underway. The last match of round 10. Here we go. Flakers kicking off and long they go. Valero with a big chase as well. And he gets a nice tackle there on Blake Thompson, but it's contested well for the offload to Jake Ball, and Johnny McNichol will have a bit of run himself. He goes short side and nice little bust away, cutting back in from Gareth Davis, who kicks with the wind at his back, and it travels a long way. Waiting back there is Michael Guerin, who finds Desmond Udy, who gets those wheels rolling, does the outside centre and finds it up outside the 22. Valentine goes back to Kenan Nicholson, who's kicking again with this breeze to drag it across field as Lee Halfpenny chases it across and keeps it inside the field of play nicely and returns fire back towards the 10-metre line, and Desmond Udy grabs it in. Rock McCartney running as McCartney finding Cabrista. Alive it goes to Smith. Great tackle, Johnny McNichol, and he puts Chris Smith into touch, and a rare early attacking chance here for the Scarlets. The Flakers have made all the play, but they've struggle to get any attacking territorial gains at the moment. As to the middle they go, and Tom Price hits it in nicely. Jake Ball in support, and to the middle, and Hughes takes his ground just inside the 10-metre line. Here is Wyn Jones firing a big pass out into midfield, and Hadley Parks has got a nice ball away. Kieran Fonatia, he's got men on his left and right, finds it as well. Little grubber kick through, and that will be sealed there at the back from Rock McCartney. Maybe the wrong option taken there by Reece Patchell, but danger for the Flakers early on as the Scarlets get a little bit of momentum running. Here is Cannon Nicholson kicking long, and once again, Manuel Valera leads the chase back, and there goes to Stephen Evans, and he's right on the edge, and he's wrapped up, and he's put out, but a foot in touch from the hard-chasing Valera. Disappointing, because he put in big yards there to get into that competition for the ball, but just couldn't keep that ranging foot in the field of play. Stolen by Cabrisa, though. It doesn't matter in the end. And Tino Mahunde, he's capable at 10, he's capable at 12. He takes it over for a receiver and sets it on the 10-metre line. It's Cabrisa who stole the ball. Nicholson looking for, he was looking for a bit of support, but he's been absolutely brutalised. Big tackle and turnover for the Scarlets. Running is Jake Ball, and he sets it up on the 10-metre line. Here's Gareth Davis, and he fires a big ball wide as they keep it nicely intact, and a little kick over the top there from Hadley Parks finds Michael Guerin, who runs straight back, and he's hammered as well. McNichol's all over him. McNichol will turn this over. It's back to the Scarlets. They kick high. The chase coming in from Hughes, but up will go Desmond Udy. And boy, oh boy, the Scarlets are all over this game early on. 20 minutes in, Nicholson taps, and he was looking to kick, but Nicholson's gone with it. Now he's trying to forward pass. Oh, he should have kicked it away. Really should have done that as Valentine turns it over. The referee will call it back, forward pass. And another big chance here for the Scarlets to score. Well, Nicholson, he looked up and he thought, I can take that on.
Crouch.
I can break this line, and he backed himself, and he got absolutely smacked. Scrumping for the Scarlets. Grab Davis feeds. Oh, this pack put in a very good shove as well. Davis through to Patchell, who dropped goals, and it's a three-pointer. Well, didn't expect that. Reece Patchell just set it up and banged it over from 15 metres out tops. Nothing odd. Didn't trust his back line. Close enough for the wind not to take effect. He just chops it over, and the Scarlets, well, they spent a long time down there, and they take a little bit of a reward. Why not as well? Great play. Reece Patchell puts the Scarlets in the lead. Back underway we go. Cannon Nicholson kicks high, and up go all the yellow jumpers, but it's beautifully taken by the Scarlets.
Release.
And hard work there is Blade Thompson. Here's Hadley Parks, and he offloads an attack. They break through a couple, but Davis takes it to ground, and they struggle to make it to the 10-metre line. Here's Johnny McNichol once more as he just shrugs away out of one. He's taken in a second. Good tackle there from Ian McDonald. Patchell goes short to his big drop, and eventually it's knocked on there. Hadley Parks can't get away with it, and now a rare attacking chance early for the Flakers as Francois Valentine busts through an early tackle. Dupree, separate Dupree, Desmond Udy, inside and outside, Joel Cabrista! What is going on there? That's a big chance for the Corn Flakers gone bigging as they were cutting their way down the left-hand touchline.
Set.
Painfully for Flakers fans, the referee has gone all the way back for the knock-on. And the scrum hasn't fared too well for the Flakers as the Scarlets won the first one dominantly. Here is Connor Nicholson going alone, and he charges down the blind-hand side, and they struggle to keep hold of this ball, do the Flakers, but it's there now for Valentine, who finds Rubber on the loose inside. Desmond Udy trying to force his way through. He bundles through half a tackle and goes to the ground as the support play comes across. Dupree. Oh, here's Cannon Nicholson. He's got support from Chris Smith. Oh, he can't find it. Oh, and it's an injury as well. Cannon Nicholson goes down. This is huge. Huge for the Flakers. So a forced change to come on for the Flakers. Cannon Nicholson going off with a neck injury, it seems. We'll check that out post-match, but Owen Richards will take his place at fly half.
Crouch.
And a big blow for an exciting youngster in this Flakers team. The future of the side, no doubt. He's going to spend a bit of time on the sidelines. Great scrum there for the Flakers. And here is his namesake, his brother, Connor Nicholson, finding Beauty and Cabrista straight out of the scrum. And look at this, it's half time. And there's a possibility now we could see a lead to the Scarlets as wide they come. Big opportunity, big chance. Way for Ethan Holton. He squirts it out the back. Tina Mahunde turns around the corner. It's going to go to touch. Oh my word. The Scarlets will lead at the break. Have you seen anything like it? It is half time and the Scarlets lead 3-0. Well, the Flakers only have themselves to blame. A dominant final period of the first half, and they fail to take any points from it. A first half of disappointment. Nothing more you can say about that from the Flakers. 3-0, the Scarlets lead thanks to a Reece Patchell drop goal, and that is all the scorers had to do. The Flakers have dominated possession and territory, 55 and pretty much 60%. Of course, the injury to Cannon Nicholson, the drop goal is a big one. The defence is about even, and both sides have had not many chances, but 2 to 3 line breaks, of Flakers leading that by a whisker. But it is only 3-0. Amazing first half. Defence, defence, defence. And that has been the winner of this first 14 minutes. Do the Flakers find some way to score points in the second half? Or will the Scarlets just trickle their way to an unlikely victory, their first of the season? Stay tuned because the second half is about to come right up. It's about to get underway, and we have a 3-0 scoreline. The Scarlets over the Flakers. Well, one thing it'll give you, and that is if you're a Scarlets player or fan or a coach or anything to do with this side, is confidence. Confidence that you've done 40 minutes of keeping this team out of the scorers. It's a big chance. Oh, wow! What a tackle there! Cut in half was Valentine. They go back to Mahunde, and he's going to look for the touchline as he's kicking over the head of Halfpenny. Beautiful work at the back from Lee Halfpenny, who does very well.
Release.
Finds support as well as the Flakers try to pile on the pressure. It's a hard break from Aaron Shingler.
Release.
Gets them outside the 22. Trotting on up now, it's Kazim. He loves to score a try, does Zadir Kazim, and he's forced back into the 22 of the Scarlets. Looking over from Samson Lee, finds support nicely as now they fire it wide. Hadley Parks, numbers to burn everywhere. Holton takes his time as they carve it back inside and outside. It's nicely from Price, finding Nick Nickel, and they get it away nicely. Kieran Fonatia, a real danger of this team. Nicely for Parks, who's kicked, and it may be too deep, or will it? It's going to be close. The chase is there, but over the dead ball line it goes from Parks. Confidence. It's all about confidence. And I tell you what, the Scarlets team has it in spades at the moment. They only lead by 3 points to 0. But it is a rare feeling they're knocked out all season long. The Flakers are struggling. The Scarlets are holding on to this slender lead. Another scrum and another run from Connor Nicholson. Finds Tina Mahunde and acres of space out wide. Mahunde puts a little grabber. Owen Richards chases through. Looks to kick on. Owen Richards off the bench. And Owen Richards will score. What a try. Tina Mahunde and Owen Richards combined for a great finish on the right-hand side. Off the bench, didn't expect any minutes today, but look at this run from Mahunde. He beautifully deceptive run as he drew in defender and fullback and winger and everyone involved. Halfpenny dallied on the ball, he couldn't get the bounce, and the boot from Owen Richards comes through and seals the deal for the Flakers. What's a tackle there from McNichol as well. Missed that off the knee of Richards. And a classy finish in the face of Kieran Fonatia as well by this man, Owen Richards, who will take over the kicking duties as well. What a twist. What a twist. The injury to Cannon Nicholson has seen a great opportunity for this man to come in and fill that role, fill those boots. And he's done a great job as well. The incumbent, he's been here for a long time in this club. There's a reason they are consistently good. It is because of his consistent play. Great goal kicker, great territorial kicker as well. And he's grabbed this grain by the scruff of the neck. The puts the Flakers in the lead for the first time, 7 points to 3. The Scarlets have to score and they can be right back in this. Here he is again, Richards, and he runs to a half gap. Good tackle from Kazim though, drags him down. There's no one directly involved here to kick, but they do find Tino Mahunde, and he's going to look to his boots, and he goes into the wind as it pulls it back and allows an easy collect for Lee Halfpenny on the left-hand side. Intercepted by Valentine, and he couldn't link up. That was the chance right there. Flakers on the attack. Uni fires wide. Richards to no one in particular, and another intercept straight back. But turned over. Oh, Connor Nicholson now on it. He goes a bit sideways. Raba out to Mahunde. One to beat Tino. He goes up to Halfpenny and he tries to offload to Holton. But the pass is behind and goes into touch. Well, Francois Valentine would love that intercept again. He really got in a good spot. He just about did enough. They go to the back, and it's nicely taken from Kazim, and they try to drive, but it's held up, and they go straight to Fonatia in the back line. Hadley Parks beats one. He's taken down second wave, and turned over from Raba. Another go, but another intercept. It's turned into Intercept City at the moment out there as we're into the 65th minute. And it's still 7-3. Big pass out wide. McCartney up against Nicholson, who drives it in, but a good offload. They give it to Price, and back inside from Davidson goes to Lee, and Lee's taken down by Connor Nicholson. The big man doing the hard work. Great little turnaround ball, but that's terrible in the end, isn't it? It was a great ball to give away to Reece Patchell, but he turned it back inside, looking for that man, Tom Price. There it is, though. We just missed it at the end. It was Patchell and Price. That's where it all went astray. As we almost hit the final 10 minutes of this fixture, there's the Flakers with a very, very slender lead at the moment. The scrum has gone up and leaps and bounds, hasn't it, for the Flakers? Here is Mahunde. Well, he's running wide, Tina Mahunde! Wow! Just put down with a great hit. Here's a short side run by Chapro de Player. He could go all the way, and he will. Too easy, too simple. And the scrum half scores his first of the season late on. Chapro de Player. No defence left on that left-hand side. You see this, Mahunde got smashed and everyone jumped in the ruck. And look, there was no one home. And de Player picked it up just enough pace to get away at the chaser, Gareth Davis. And Halfpenny had gone across to cover the opposite side. He was well out of touch. You see Halfpenny come up, there he is. He says, okay, I'll go back. And he goes straight back. He doesn't cover that short side, which is a defensive lapse by the Welsh fullback. And one man that spots a gap is a good number 9. That's exactly what Chapbert de Player does. That puts this game beyond doubt, one would say. The Scarlets have struggled to score all night, and to be fair, they've struggled to score all season long. Here is Owen Richards from the sideline. He calculates the breeze very nicely and adds the extra 2. 14 points to 3. It's going to take a miracle for the Scarlets, but they did put in a very hearty display here against the Corn Flakers. Not enough in the end to get the job done, though, as we hit the final 7.5 minutes of this matchup. Lee Halfpenny will get us back underway. A little short kick as it's missed by Valentine, and in the end, Chris Smith comes and grabs it in. Late to the breakdown there, the Flakers. See it for Chris Smith, who fires it to Manuel Valero, who does a nice little job as Wheeler away to Raba. Numbers here for Raba. He wants to use it to Ethan Holton, who will scoot down the sideline. Chase from Halfpenny coming in, but they won't stop Ethan Holton, and he scores in the left-hand corner once again. It is a favourite spot of the Flakers, and they score their third try as the Scarlets fade late in the game. Simple work through Chris Smith, and Raba trundling down the tracks as he gets a good pass away to Ethan Holton, gets his wheels rolling and didn't quite have the pace to keep Halfpenny at bay, but enough to run that 50 metres or so to score the try. Hit it there right on halfway. Halfpenny just was reeling him in by a whisker. Holton, though, a wise man, a very smart footballer. And as soon as he had the chance, he planted that down. The 5, much more important here at the moment than the 7. But with this man on your team, Owen Richards, you've got to say anything is certainly possible. Another conversion from this left-hand touchline. He nailed the last one. Steps up for another. There goes full time at the same time. And over she goes. Another brilliant kick from Owen Richards off the bench tonight to try. And a couple of conversions to boot. The Flakers ease to victory over a very first 40 dominating Scarlets side. They faded as the match wore on, as they normally do. But some pleasing signs late on in the season for the Scarlets team. One game for them to go. Could they pick up that elusive victory? It looks unlikely, but they've had a good 40-minute hit out here against the Flakers. As for the Flakers, though, a good performance in the second half. They weathered the storm, and then they put the pressure on. One try short of the bonus point, but that last 10 minutes was when they really put the fire down, and it just proved too little, too late to pick up that fourth try. One drop goal for the Scarlets. That was Cerise Patchell. 3 converted tries to the Flakers, all while Richards was on the field as well. Kenna Nicholson went off and things started to happen. Jet Burt Dupree picked up 1, as did Ethan Holton and Owen Richards himself. He picked up 3 conversions to give him a nice little points tally of 11 in total. 2 other tries that weren't his. A good performance from a man who only played off the bench. And look at the stats overall and the dominant display from the Flakers. Look at that, all the possession and territory, 65% of both. And they really got the wheels rolling. 7 line breaks. The Scarlets made another few, 2 or 3 in the second. They really had chances too, didn't they? The Scarlets, a great opening 40. They really did struggle right at the end. Things got a bit messy as the two sides really did throw the ball around, looking for that desperate break to cut that game open. It didn't come for the Scarlets though, and the Flakers really did open things up as the game wore down. 21-3 though, the final score. 4 points in the bank as the Flakers get into the final round with it all to play for. It certainly is all to play for with 1 round remaining. The All Flakes sit top of the table with a 2-point buffer over the team we just witnessed, the Corn Flakers, who are on 38. The Celtic Dragons sit down 2 further on 36, and the Guardians of the Crib down in 4th position on 35. Montpellier, well, they seem done now. They are technically unlikely to take that 4th spot. They'll need a 5-point win in their final round game, which I'm pretty sure is against the Flakers, to even compete with the Guardians, who of course could possibly lose because they do face the All Flakes in a subscriber clash for round 11. We'll have a look at those in just a second. But the battle though for that last playoff spot, that 6th spot, is between Leinster, Castres and the Crusaders, all within a chance of grabbing that final spot. 23, 22 and 21 between those sides. It looks likely that Montpellier will have 5th place all to their own. Unfortunately for the Scarlets, they are 10 matches, 10 losses, only 4 bonus points as well. They are well down at the bottom with the Lions, Saracens and the Exeter Chiefs, who are quite stuck in the middle. 21 the Crusaders, 10 the Saracens, and the Chiefs sit in the middle on 17. Final round fixtures then for the season number 3. And it's the Emirates Lions who will take on the Celtic Dragons to kick off the final round, before the Crusaders will take on Castres, and which will probably be a decider as to who will stay in the running for that 6th spot. Of course, it will all be redundant if Leinster do topple the Exeter Chiefs in the 4th match of the round. In between that though, the Guardians will take on the All Flakes in the biggest game of round 11. That will make a big bearing as to who will top the table. A number of scenarios could still come from this. If the All Flakes win it, whether bonus point or not, they will top the regular season table regardless of other results. However, if the Guardians pull one out of the bag as they did last round against the Dragons, which was a great performance, things could really open up for pretty much everyone to take that top spot. We have another little quick recap before we wrap up. The Montpellier will take on the Flakers. Like we said at the start, that's probably unlikely that's going to affect Montpellier, but the Flakers certainly do need to win if they want any chance of taking that top spot. So you look at this and you say the Dragons should easily take part the Lions, so they will potentially put the Dragons on, let's say, 40 points. Whether they get the bonus point or not is a bit hard to say, but they'll go to a minimum of 40 points and expect them to pull that win off. The Guardians of the Crib, they need a bonus point win over the All Flakes to even get in the running. Their points differential is terrible, so it seems likely that the best they can finish will be 2nd position. They most likely will not overtake the All Flakes unless they absolutely smash them. And I mean smash them by like 60, 70 points. Seems awfully unlikely, doesn't it? The Dragons, on the other hand, yes, they could go to 40, but the Flakers, if they beat Montpellier, they could go to 42 or 43, depending on bonus points. So they want the Guardians to win, and then they'll want to be the big win themselves, and they could potentially topple the league leaders. The Dragons are in for chance as well, 41 from them, and the Guardians win could see them top the table, but of course they'll need the Flakers to outright lose, because the most they can go to, well, will be 42, and then it will come down points differential. So bonus points are going to be huge, victories are going to be huge, and of course that subscriber clash in the middle is going to be massive. And as always with injuries, I almost forget to say, Cannon Nicholson, sorry to say, son, your season is over. 99 days, my word, that is a big one, and sadly for him, that is longer than this season has to run. Cannon Nicholson, thanks for the time of the season in the GRC, and hopefully we'll see you in Season 4. Big shoes to fill, though, for the rest of the team, who are now going to be a player down for the rest of the championship. It all kicks off with the Dragons versus the Lions, so I'll see you all there for that one, coming very, very soon. Until then, thanks for watching. As per always, if you're enjoying the series, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be involved in Season number 4, which will be coming very soon regarding the end of this season as well. We've got a World Cup to go through in the middle, and then we're back with Season number 4. But if you want to get involved, that's all you need to do. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll have sign-ups coming soon later on in the year. But still, a long way to go on this one, so make sure to check out the real nitty-gritty end of the season. Until that next matchup, though, the first of round 11, thanks for tuning in and watching, and I'll see you then for the Dragons versus the Lions. Until then, though, take care.